If you'd like to see one of my most ambitious rail fanning road trips yet, check this out. The distance that we drove was 2,800 kilometers or 1,750 miles, which would take you 30 hours. I know it doesn't look like much on the map, but this was a drive. Here we are, so excited we finally arrived. We're here in northern Manitoba. We're just south of the city called the Pas, and we are driving up the driveway that leads to the Keewatin Railway. And we've never been here before. And oh my goodness, I am excited because what do we see right there on the left? It's red, it's white, it's one of their brand new engines, and there's a coach too. And this is what we were hoping to come and see, the brand new power and the brand new passenger coaches for the Keewatin Railway. The Keewatin Railway Company, or Keewatin, depending on how you say it, is a First Nation-owned short-line railroad. It operates in northern Manitoba between the Pas and Pukatawagan. It runs on about 99 miles of track, and it's been in operation since 2006. As we drive closer, I'm so excited to see the new equipment sitting here. Oh, well, okay. Technically, it's not new equipment. The power is rebuilt ex-Amtrak, and the coaches are ex-Long Island Rail. But still, don't they look beautiful with their new paint job in the red and the white? So shiny and fresh. And they only arrived about 6 weeks earlier, so they should be nice and fresh. And actually, this is not the first time that I've seen these. I actually, surprisingly, got to see these 4 months earlier when we were out chasing the Canadian Pacific 2816, the Empress. We actually got to see a sneak peek of these when they were in the States. I'll show you. Here, hold on a second. So let's turn back the clock for a moment. So 4 months ago, it's May 2024, and we're in Albia, Iowa, at the locomotives facility. And most of what we're seeing sitting here is BNSF, but there's one that catches our eye. This one here, it's Keewatin Railway. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? They must be getting this delivered very soon. So we're going to have to make a trip up to the Pas to go and check this out. And that brings us back to why we're here today. So let's go back to today. And so we're looking at the new engine, and we're looking at the new coaches that match, and something doesn't seem right here. These passenger doors are 4 foot 3 inches off the ground, 1.3 meters. They were built for inner city infrastructure, for high-level passenger platforms. They were not designed for muskeg and muck and permafrost and washouts and the kind of climate and the type of terrain that you're going to find here. This doesn't make any sense at all. There's no platforms. How are the people going to get into the coaches?
I'm surprised they're getting more coaches. Where the hell are they getting all the money? It's the government. Oh, there's 2 coaches in there.
Well, that's a fair question. Where are they getting the money from? So it was extremely easy to look up. You just have to Google a tiny bit, and you'll find that in their first year, the 2006 startup year, $10 million was put into Keewatin to get them off the ground and going. And then since then, another almost $15 million has been put into them for infrastructure and improvements and buying more coaches and more engines and all that kind of stuff. And my quick math shows that 97% of the money that's been put into this railway has been government funded. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, it is disappointing that these lovely looking engines and coaches that we were really looking forward to seeing running, we're not going to see them moving because they have no way of getting the passengers up into them. Okay, well, at least we got to see them in person, and that was great. So now we're going to leave, and we're going to head north into the town of the Pas, and we're going to find the other short line railway that's located in the Pas, and it's called the Hudson Bay Railway. Those are pretty. Wow. Hudson Bay Railway was formed in 1997 when American holding company Omnitracks purchased former Canadian National Railway rail lines that ran north from the Pas on two branches, one going to Flin Flon and on to Lynn Lake, and the other going to Thompson and on to the port of Churchill over on Hudson Bay. It's getting to be evening and the sun is going down. You can see how red the sun looks, and that's because there are wildfires in this area and the smoke in the air is making the sun look red. And it's giving all of the colors this evening quite an eerie glow, actually. In fact, this picture I took with my camera. It has not been touched up at all. I really, really like it because it's so beautiful. You know what it reminds me of? It actually reminds me of the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Anyway, that's all that we saw today on our first day arriving to the Pas. Tomorrow, we're going to chase. Good morning. It is Thursday, September the 12th, 2024, and I'm here in the Pas, Manitoba. We're not in a hurry this morning because although we don't know what the freight schedule is, we know that the Pukatawagan train isn't supposed to be leaving for another 2 hours. So we were quite surprised to see this. We went to the Hudson Bay Railway, and they were very helpful in giving us an idea of what we could expect to see this morning. We went over to the Hudson Bay Company for some information, and they said that a CN came out this morning around 7 o'clock. We didn't see that one. And that their mixed train, number 991, which normally would have left by now, had to wait because the VIA was about 6 hours late in arriving. That's the one we saw coming in around 9 o'clock this morning. So right now in Hudson Bay, they are moving stuff around the yard, getting their mixed train ready, which they told us will be transporting groceries and mixed retail consumables, and there's some vehicles on there. I saw a school bus. That's pretty cool. You don't see school buses transported by rail very often. So anyway, we're hoping to catch that because there's few opportunities to take photographs around here. Right here is one of the only ones. So let's hope that it doesn't take too long because it's already starting to rain. I find that the lens cap is difficult to take on and off when you have a hood on your lens. So an old face mask works quite well to keep the rain off. So we decided to go back into town and take a short drive back to the tracks to see what's going on. And we can see the passenger coaches for the Pukatawagan train. They're sitting right there. Oh, well, that's good. And we saw the freight earlier, and we're turning the corner and we're heading towards the station. This is an unmanned station, a story and a half. It was built in 1928, opened in 1929. I don't know if it's open to passengers, but there's a lot of people hanging around outside, and it is raining, so I'm not sure if the doors are open or not, but we just thought that we would take a look. Now, of course, it is called a Via Rail station. Here's a picture taken yesterday when it wasn't raining. We can see on the schedule that the Pukatawagan train usually leaves around 11:15, and it's going to be a little bit delayed today, but we still want to get in position to get our photos. are very few opportunities to photograph this train once it's left town, so we jump on the road and drive north about 1 hour until we get to our next stop, which is Cranberry Portage. This was interesting. So the train is pulling into Cranberry Portage, the power disconnects, goes down a siding, and connects to 3 loaded cars that are full of ballast or gravel. I guess they must need them where they're going, but I wasn't expecting them to pick up more stuff along the way when you had all your passengers with you. But anyway, I just found it to be interesting. So we'd love to get one more picture of this train. So we leave Cranberry Portage, go up the road about 5 minutes. Now here, at this point, you can see that the car road goes west, but the railroad in red actually goes kind of northeast. And this is our last opportunity to see and photograph the train. Well, that's about as far as we can go with this, so this is a natural stopping point. That was a busy couple of days. Thank you so much for coming along with us. Like this and want to see more? Subscribe to this channel and you'll get to see all the latest videos. Don't forget to push like and share. Thank you so much.